and then you become a lawyer upon graduation. Now you're considered a lawyer. Then after now graduation with your law degree, you go to the Kenya School of Law for the Advocates Training Program. You spend that year or year and a half, and then you do your pupillage, and then you're admitted to the bar. So now once you've been admitted to the bar, then now you become an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. And now you're able to represent clients in court. We are together. So that the difference between the advocate and the lawyer has not done the ATP, the Advocates Training Program at the Kenya School of Law, and so they don't have that practicing certificate, and then they also do not represent clients, or they don't take up cases or represent their clients in court. Does that answer it? And that does not mean that one is wrong. It just depends, like we started out, identifying what you want to do, the areas of law that you want to practice. Just the same way senior counsel told us that there are individuals who are lawyers and they've made great strides within society and contributed positively to the legal sector without them representing clients in court. He actually talked about his son, if I can remember, right? His son is a lawyer, hasn't gone to Kenya School of Law, doesn't want to become an advocate, but they are contributing and practicing in that manner. That answers it, right? Okay. Then the second one is, my question is, maybe if my parents don't want me to do law, and for me I want, what should I do? Like they want me to study for something else. I'll put it this way. It's not every day that parents are wrong, and it's not every day that parents are right. I'll give you an example. For me, I didn't want to study law. Just, I think, like most of the individuals we meet, the lawyers and the advocates, law wasn't their first choice. My decision to study law was made by my mother. I finished Form 4. That space when you're still deciding what you want to do, I got my letter. I went to the prestigious Moi University, got admitted. For emphasis, yeah? Exactly. So, even for me, law is not my choice. And looking back, had my mother not made that decision for me, I'm not so sure what I would have ended up doing as a career, because then pursuing that career in law has then laid the foundation for me to do most of the things that now I am currently doing. So I was glad that decision was made for me. But that does not mean that it's the same for everyone. We all have different passions, we all have different paths. So back to my point, it's not always that parents are wrong. Perhaps there's something that he or she has seen that he or she would like you to pursue law for a reason, right? So first I'd say understand what their reason is, okay? Instead of just dismissing it totally. Understand. If you're able to have that conversation, have that conversation. Then the next step then would be, if they're not able to understand where you're coming from, regardless of whatever decision they have, if you're adamant, you still want to go through that path, reach out to someone and another adult. Remember what the conversations you're having, that have those conversations with adults, the ones who are able then to influence decisions or to make decisions on your behalf. And a good example would be a teacher in school. You can go speak to a teacher and explain to them what the situation is, or another relative, an auntie, someone else who can also go and intervene or speak on your behalf. Then they can always have that discussion amongst themselves as adults. But approach it, because that's a long-term decision. Approach it from a point of understanding and consultation. We are together? Okay. Then the third one is, why do we need the Constitution when it's always been broken by the leaders in our country? Why do we need the Constitution when it's always been broken by the leaders in our country? That cuts across all the laws generally. And law is important, one, to promote order, social order, promote order within society. Secondly, it's necessary to promote and to protect the rights of the marginalized and vulnerable within society. And law is also important for development. We are together. So now breaking these laws, when someone breaks these laws, then there are consequences to it. And it's with everything, I believe. Even now, when we say do not steal, that is the law, do not steal. Because when you steal, it upsets the social order. It violates the rights of someone else. And then we cannot live in a society where there is no protection of proprietary rights. So it's not any different. The Constitution should not be any different from any other law. You understand? So that when we say we have the Constitution, its role is to promote social order. How should a government come to be? Who is eligible to vote? Social order. Secondly, the protection and promotion of rights of the vulnerable. Chapter 4 on the Bill of Rights. What are your rights? Economic, social rights, political, civic rights. Number three, development. Where is it that we want to go as a people? Like we started out the first sentence, we the people. You read at the preamble. Where is it that we want to go as a country? What does development mean? What does leadership mean? So the fact that it is not being observed by a few within society does not mean that we do not need the Constitution. It's mandatory regardless of the actions of a few individuals. And just like it is with the other laws, in the event that you violate the Constitution, then there are avenues through which you can be held accountable. In other aspects, you cannot hold office, you can be asked to leave office, the matter can be taken to court. In the event that it's to do with politics, avenues for recalling politicians. So it has set up avenues that have deterrent mechanisms and also avenues where it can hold people accountable. We are together. So just the fact that someone, an individual, an institution is breaking the law does not mean that it's not required, that it's not needed. And the same applies with or to the Constitution, right? Great.
Just before she sits down, it's a follow-up question. It's quite hard. Maybe you can read and interpret. It's in addition to the circumstance of, yes, some people are breaking the law, and in the current affairs of the society, how do we address this as lawyers, and where's the hope? Yes.
Okay. So the question is, our Kenya is falling, and there is no one who can save us, or there's no one we can depend on. The young people have the desire to become people in the arms of the government, but the leaders or people in court or parliament are afraid of fighting for people's rights. Who are we going to depend on? And how are we going to be bold to pursue our careers? And who are our role models? Very heavy question. So who are we going to depend on? But first, I'll start about Kenya. Our Kenya is failing. I'd say, as a society, we are transitioning from one place to the next. If you read your history, what we are going through right now is not very different from what happened in the past. Right? They always say that there's nothing new under the sun. You've heard that phrase, there's nothing new under the sun. And senior counsel will tell you that during his time, perhaps, you still had instances where you had during his younger generation times, they're also fighting for certain rights and certain freedoms, which is what now we are able to enjoy collectively. So what we are doing now as a generation will contribute to where Kenya will be in the next 10 or 20 years. If I look at it individually, if I'm to speak to this, whoever wrote this, I'll say you cannot save the whole world, but you can make an impact in your area of influence. Whatever it is that you're doing right now has an effect on everything else. If it is studying, now you're still a student, be your best at it. Once you graduate and you become an advocate or you become a lawyer, whichever you will choose, be the best at it. When they say be the change that you want to see, that's exactly what that means. So that then if you're able to do your best, he's able to do his best, another person is going to do their best, collectively, then we make up that Kenya that we want. And while you're doing your best, it also means that part of you doing your best also means that you holding others accountable. Not in a way to put them down, but in a way to let them know that what you're doing has a ripple effect for or on all of us. And the Constitution already presents you with ways of holding each other accountable. And majority of the young people are already doing it. They are going to the streets, they're picketing, signing petitions, speaking boldly, expressing themselves. Those are ways that then you are able to make that impact. Who are our role models? You have so many role models around. In school, you have them here. Get out of the comfort zone and get out of your spaces. Seek them out. Anyone you admire who reflects the values and the value systems that you'd like to see, that you'd like to have for yourselves. Reach out, ask questions. There are role models everywhere. I understand that within society, when things are negative, it's very easy for you to take up a negative mindset, because that is all that you're seeing and that is all that you're hearing. But there's also good. There's a lot of good that's also happening around you. Look for the good amidst the bad things that you're reading on social media, that you're reading everywhere, that you're seeing, that you're hearing. There's also good. Look for that good, that glimmer of hope, and magnify that good. And by that extension, I'll say there's also some good within our government and within our country. It might not look like it now, but I'll tell you, the fact that we are not descending into war, the fact that we have systems that are working, the fact that you're able to stay in school, you have a calendar, not all of it is bad. We have challenges as a community, as a society, agreed, but there are also good and positive things that are going on. If you leave the country, if you cross the border even just for a bit, for a day, you get to hear what others are saying about Kenya. To a large extent, we are revered. To a large extent, we are admired. Our economy is improving. You guys, did you hear that Kenya's economy has improved? We are now, I think, number 6. If I have it right, number 6 in the region, yes? Yes. The environment may not show it, but there are things that are working. So let us build on the good. Let us look for the good. If it means looking for them on social media, let us look for the good when we are working on the challenges as well. We are together? Yes. Have I answered? Yes. Thank you.